I have a love-hate relationship with parties. Love it at the time, hate them in the morning.
Of course, yeah. Now imagine recovering from a party that lasts 12 days straight, also with no sleep and no food or bread or jobs or friends.
No amount of Gatorade is gonna save me there.
No, yeah, no, Romans beware. No Gatorade was ever a thing back in. Was Gatorade a thing back in the
I wish it was.
Probably not.
I wish it was.
I'm Taylor McWaters.
I'm Adam Andrews, and today, my little bumblebees, we're talking about the top 10 wildest parties in ancient history.
Kicking off the list at number 10. Field of the Cloth of Gold. 1520, King Henry VIII of England and King Francis I of France. They're talking, they're planning, and they figure what better way to nurture this relationship we have here, this working relationship with one another. Let's have a party, let's celebrate, why not? Two nations drinking together. What could go wrong, right? Well, this party lasted for 2.5 weeks. Nobody really knew when or how to end it, but royals on both sides did know how to impress one another. And they did so by drinking more and more. And then they jousted. In that order. Yeah, it was a horrible chain of events. They ate meat from over 4,000 lambs, 1,000 ox, you name it. They were pouring resources into this big party. All of their resources, in fact, and eventually the two lads just wrestled it out, something they really just should have started with all along instead of involving others or their food supply. Yeah, both nations were completely drained of resources, food, treasury, you name it. Come 1521, they were at war all over again. Just 1 year later, but an absolute waste of time. But hey, they got to see two grown men wrestle, so that's fun, I guess, in these times.
Number 9, Festival of Drunkenness. Once upon a time in ancient Egypt, the big guy, Ra, god of the sun, heaven, kingship, power, and light, got upset with humanity and sent Hathor to teach us a lesson. She turned into a lion and began going around hunting humans, chasing us into the desert where she would drink our blood. Lovely. This made Ra feel a little bad, so he ordered his followers to bring him hematite and beer that he mixed together to make a blood-like liquid. Over 7,000 jars of the stuff. And he flooded the fields with it, which Hathor drank and drank and drank until she became so drunk she passed out. Because of Ra's decision to save us from the deity he sicked on us, the ancient Egyptians celebrated the Festival of Drunkenness. Basically, the people were allowed to drink, dance, do the deed, and light torches every 20th day of Thoth at home or in temples with everyone else until they got so drunk that they passed out, just like Hathor. As far as excuses to drink and have massive parties go, this one's pretty solid, yeah.
Number 8, the Red Wedding. January 28th, 1393, you are formally invited to a masquerade ball. Finally, it's about time. The French Queen Isabeau of Bavaria is hosting one of the most lavish parties of the decade. Bring your finest krakows, my friend. When the French royal court was celebrating the marriage of one of the Queen's ladies in waiting, it was a big deal. It was a happy day. For some, it was the best day of their lives. For others, at this ball, not so great. Not such a great day. King Charles VI had 5 companions all perform a dance. A dance routine, how fun. Weddings have those are a good time. They did a performance as beasts. They were committed to the bit. They had masks, big baggy outfits, lots of linen, lots of stuffing to appear as if they were literal beasts. The party was going well, wine was spilling, beasts were roaring, it was a good time. But one rule was put into place before this party went underway. Absolutely, positively, no candles. Obviously, right? I mean, look at these dudes. The Duke of Orleans had a little too much fun prior to this event and forgot the first rule of Fight Club when he arrived. The guy walked in with a lit torch. What an idiot. Some accounts say he dropped the torch by accident, others say he got too close trying to guess the identity of these beasts. Either way, this was a tragic event that took the lives of 4 people. Hence the name Ball of the Burning Men.
Number 7, Nero's Golden House. I couldn't imagine a worse time than not being able to leave a party when you want. I am famous for pulling an Irish goodbye and leaving without saying a word to anybody when my social battery reaches 0%. But that wouldn't fly at Nero's crazy parties. His Domus Aurea, or Golden House, was where he held the craziest, heinous parties you ever did see. Massive feasts that they couldn't leave unless they ate enough to vomit, or if, and this is where it gets heinous, they did the dirty. Yes, the shika shika boom boom. According to legend, Nero would dress himself in animal skin and have men and women alike tied to posts where he would, well, you get the picture. People who went to these massive, crazy parties were not allowed to leave until he said the party was over. See, Nero wasn't really known for being the most sane of Roman emperors, okay?
Number 6, Bacchanalia. If you've ever dreamt of joining an ancient Roman wine cult, well, the 2nd century BC would have been a perfect time for you to be born. Sorry, you're just a tad late. I mean, now you get YouTube, but you're missing all this sticky goodness. We'll get them next time, Adam. Romans would gather in these cultic celebrations, all in the name of Bacchus, the wine god. These gatherings would be held in private, hopefully, or quiet areas of the woods. Again, hopefully. They would dance, they would cook food, they would eat, they would drink a lot, and then things would get rather intimate. They would dance a little closer with one another. Yeah, that was the whole point of this cult. You'd gather in small homes to dance the night away, if I can say that. Some accounts say people would often get poisoned in these ancient wine parties. It was pretty dangerous. It was like a dark theme, I guess. Ancient Romans just did that, I guess. So by the time 186 BC rolled around, the Roman Senate voted to end these cult gatherings. Rightfully so. Yeah, the smell alone, great call. Nobody did it like the Romans. Yuck.
Number 5, Feast of Fools. We have talked about this so many times, I have debated not including it on this list. But here we are. The Feast of Fools, where the lowest become the highest, at least in terms of religious officials. Every January 1st, starting in France and expanding to most of Europe, expect to see parades, comic performances, costumes, cross-dressing, song, and lots and lots and lots and lots of drinking. There is a bit of debate on that point though. Apparently, at least in the church, it was a highly scripted and very formal event. But that's boring. We want to see Quasimodo hoisted up as the King of Fools while people yell topsy-turvy. The more fun, non-religious application is as a relief from the depression-inducing rigors of daily life living in a society like that of medieval Europe. That sounds way better, right?
Number 4, Pleasures of the Enchanted Isle. Sounds like a Harry Potter sequel that didn't make it. Harry Potter and the Pleasures of the Enchanted Isle. Don't bring your kids. What a name for a party. Okay, back in 1664, King Louis XIV decided to throw a big celebration for his mistress. Yeah, he told all invited that the party was for his mother, but really the spotlight was on his lady the entire time. What a dude. Already you're like, what a diva, classic. A week-long party? I'd be out of there in 3 hours. I'd be yawning day 1. Louis tried his best to keep the party going though, I'll give him that. He had outfits, a massive fake palace, he had a big float that looked like a whale, so those are fun. And he even had a ballet show. Yeah, nothing livens up a week-long bender than a live ballet show in a room full of lanterns. Nice, now I'm definitely asleep. While setting off fireworks on day 7, the fake palace caught real fire. And at that point, everybody was like, yeah, we're gonna go home now. We must sleep. This is too much. I have a headache. I'm gonna throw up.
Number 3, Banquet of Chestnuts. Ah, the Borgia. We love an incredibly corrupt and hypocritical papal family. The innocently named Banquet of Chestnuts was a lovely way of showing us all just how hypocritical they were. On October 30th, 1501, an incredibly lavish party was thrown at the papal palace belonging to Cardinal Caesar Borgia, son of Pope Alexander IV, who both attended said party and had quite the time participating in it. Every member of the clergy was encouraged to take part and overindulge in all the finest foods, wines, and ladies of the evening that this uber wealthy family supplied. There was even rumored to be a massive, group activity that most, if not all, of the attendees took part in. What's with the chestnuts though? The infamous party was named after the dancing ladies of the night picking up the chestnuts that were tossed at them by those sly and drooling clergymen. You dogs, you. It is debated whether or not this party was as lavish as we think. 1, because the church tries its best to cover it up, and 2, because the person who took record of it was Master of Ceremonies Liber Notarum Johann Burchard, who did not like the Borgia, but it was probably accurate.
Number 2, a lot of cheese. I love Super Bowl parties, but couldn't tell you one thing about football. I just go because my uncle makes this one dip. It's like a cheese dip. It's thick, it's liquidy. No idea how he makes it, no idea how he accomplishes such a task, but it's delicious. It's worth the commute every year. Sometimes cheese is just the life of the party, and you have to accept that. Sometimes you're not a great host, and cheese does all the heavy lifting. That's how life is. It's not about you. It's about your cheese. Cheese is better than all of us, okay? Hit that thumbs up for cheese today. Not us, not Big Chad, not me, just for cheese. Just cheddar cheese. 1837, President Andrew Jackson knew this. He was ahead of the game. He knew cheese was the main event. So during his last White House party, his big hurrah as president, he ordered a 1,500-pound brick of cheese to just be devoured. And then he invited 10,000 of his closest friends, hopefully who weren't, lactose intolerant, and went to town. If you're wondering how they got this cheese meteor to the White House from New York, well, they used 24 horses and had to sit for 2 years before they opened the thing up. So for 2 years, guards were just standing there like, oh, I'm so hungry. I want a bite so bad. Should I do it? I'm gonna do it. The ball of cheese only took 2 hours to finally disappear, and then it returned moments later, just in the form of gas and farts and horrible, horrible air.
Number 1, Viking Christmas. Yule, or Yule. It's the precursor to some of our modern Christmas traditions, just with a lot more drinking and ritual life-ending endeavors. We have no specific date for this one. It occurred, well, we kind of do. It occurred every winter solstice and would last until the 12th day of January. Yes, that's 12 days of Viking partying, non-stop too. They had Yule trees just like our Christmas trees. There was a Yule wreath that was a giant wheel that they would set on fire and roll down a hill. Nice. They even had a Santa-like character, the Old Man Winter, who was invited to come drink with them, on foot or sometimes riding a horse. Very similar to Odin, actually. We know how the Vikings liked to party too. In their giant mead halls there would be massive feasts, dozens of roast poultry, horse and beef, with enough beer, ale, mead, and fruit wines to sink a longboat. They had board games, dice games, and early forms of chess. They had ancient rap battles called flighting, which was basically who could insult the other one with the best rhyme. And obviously, they had drinking competitions. They sang, played instruments, had inebriated combat, recited poetry, and got very drunk for weeks on end. What more could you ask for?
Guys, those are the top 10 wildest parties in ancient history. If you haven't checked out a party of our own already, it's over on Facebook. It's our Bumblebee Facebook. It's quite the party. Go check it out.
Yeah.
It's more of this, that, and then more of this.
But
we'll insert Big Chad's face
he's right here.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
I've been your host, Taylor McWaters.
I've been the other one, Adam Andrews.
And we'll see you next time on Bumblebee.
Peace out.
Bye. If I grew a bit more, then it would be like, you're done. You're
If I
fired.
were a bit, maybe I should get a box. I don't know.
Maybe I should get a negative box. I should just kind of.
Negative box.
I should do Warrior.
Yeah, dig a hole in the floor.
I'll do Warrior 2 the whole time. In the back.
Perfect. Amazing.
That feels nice. It feels like an athletic.
It looks
stance.
comfortable. Hold on, I want to lunge. But see, if I
Yeah.
lunge, then it just takes the whole purpose of you doing that. Number 7, Nero's Liber Notora.
Do you not like the Borgia? They're so gentle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Imagine Busta Rhymes flighting. It'd be over. It'd be over.
He would kill it.
He'd be like, I want that castle. And then it's over.
Done.